The Dallas Cowboys are once again the center of attention in the NFL, and for good reason. Major rumors are swirling around the future of head coach Mike McCarthy, the rise of backup quarterback Cooper Rush, and whether the Cowboys should consider sitting or even trading their star receiver CeeDee Lamb. If you're a Cowboys fan, you know just how quickly things can change in Dallas, especially when it comes to Jerry Jones making big decisions. One minute, everything's looking like it's falling into place, and the next, a massive shakeup could be just around the corner. So let's break this down and get into the heart of these rumors. Mike McCarthy's time as head coach has been anything but smooth sailing. While he's guided the Cowboys to multiple playoff appearances since taking over in 2020, there's been an underlying sense that he hasn't fully lived up to the lofty expectations that come with coaching such a high-profile team. A lot of fans have been vocal about their frustrations, especially when it comes to late-game decisions, offensive consistency, and the lack of deep playoff runs. On the flip side, McCarthy has managed to keep this team competitive year after year, which can't be overlooked. Jerry Jones, a man known for his willingness to make bold moves, is reportedly leaning toward keeping McCarthy at the helm for at least another season. Despite all the noise from the media and fans about McCarthy's potential firing, it seems Jerry is committed to maintaining a level of stability in the organization. The idea of a complete overhaul and starting from scratch doesn't sit well with him, especially when the team is still in contention year after year. Jerry has always been a big believer in continuity, and he knows that breaking up a winning team could be risky. McCarthy's got the trust of key players, and as long as the team continues to show improvement, it's likely that Jerry will stay the course for the time being. That said, there's still a lot of pressure on McCarthy to win big when it matters most. Playoff performances, particularly in the second round, have been disappointing, and there are certainly skeptics who question whether McCarthy has what it takes to bring the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl. But here's where the situation becomes tricky. Firing a coach like McCarthy, who has had success in the regular season, could open up a Pandora's box of unknowns. The Cowboys have some serious pieces in place. Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and Trevon Diggs are all elite talents, and Jerry knows that firing McCarthy could derail the team's trajectory. The stability McCarthy provides, especially with the defense under Dan Quinn, may be exactly what Jerry wants moving forward. After all, consistency in the NFL is a rarity, and for a team that's built to compete now, Jerry might feel that blowing it all up would be a mistake. Now let's talk about Cooper Rush. Who saw this coming? Rush has been nothing short of a revelation in the absence of Dak Prescott. When Dak went down with an injury earlier in the season, everyone assumed the Cowboys were in deep trouble. After all, Rush was primarily known as a backup quarterback with limited playing time. But he stepped into the role and performed beyond expectations. Rush not only managed to win games, but did so with a level of poise and confidence that was hard to ignore. His ability to manage games and make clutch throws has earned him the respect of his teammates, coaches, and fans. Some even started to wonder, is Cooper Rush the future of this team? Now, before we get carried away, let's be clear. Dak Prescott is still the starting quarterback, and Jerry Jones has made it abundantly clear that Dak is his guy. However, Rush's performance has created an interesting wrinkle in the Cowboys' quarterback situation. There's now talk that Jerry might look for ways to get Rush more involved in the offense, maybe even in certain package plays, or in a more significant role as a backup, who could potentially play in relief of Dak during high-pressure situations. Jerry is reportedly impressed with Rush's maturity, his ability to read defenses, and his leadership in the huddle. Some believe that Rush's steady hand could help provide a more balanced offense that leans on the running game and a conservative passing attack, something McCarthy has tried to emphasize in recent years. The buzz around Rush has definitely put more pressure on Dak to perform consistently. As we all know, the NFL is a business, and if a backup quarterback is doing things better than your starter, it's only natural for the front office and fans to take notice. But here's the kicker. There's a reason Dak Prescott is paid like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. His ceiling is much higher than Rush's, and his ability to win games when it matters is well documented. However, with a backup quarterback playing so well, it raises the question, how much leeway should Dak be given if he struggles in a big game or throws multiple interceptions? Could there be a scenario where Rush gets an opportunity to lead the team if Dak falters in a crucial matchup? It's unlikely Jerry would bench Dak in favor of Rush unless there's a major collapse, but Jerry Jones isn't known for being conservative when it comes to making big decisions. It's definitely a situation worth monitoring, especially as the Cowboys make their push for the playoffs. Now let's shift gears and talk about CeeDee Lamb. The young wide receiver has been a dynamic playmaker for the Cowboys ever since he was drafted. But some are starting to question whether he's living up to his potential. Lamb has had his moments, no doubt about it. His catches against top defenses have been spectacular. However, he's also been inconsistent at times, with drops and missed opportunities that have been frustrating for fans. Despite those inconsistencies, there's been chatter that Jerry Jones might be willing to trade Lamb if the right deal comes along. The rumor mill has been buzzing with the idea that Jerry could move on from Lamb in an effort to bolster the defense or acquire more depth at other key positions. There's no denying that the Cowboys have a solid receiving core, even without Lamb being the clear-cut star. Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, and rookie Jalen Tolbert have all shown that they can step up and make plays, which makes Lamb a bit more expendable in the grand scheme of things. But should the Cowboys really consider moving on from Lamb? It's a tough call. On one hand, he's a young, talented receiver with immense upside. On the other, he hasn't always been the dominant presence fans expected him to be. The question becomes whether Jerry is willing to accept Lamb's growth curve, or if he's ready to move forward with other receivers who might be more consistent. Trading Lamb would certainly shake things up, but it could also be a smart move if it leads to improving the overall roster. Still, it's hard to imagine Jerry pulling the trigger on a deal unless he's absolutely certain it will help the Cowboys contend for a championship in the short term. What's even more intriguing is the possibility of the Cowboys benching Lamb for a game or two to let other players step up. This could be a strategic move to help Lamb refocus and give the other receivers a chance to build chemistry with Dak or Rush. Given the high stakes of the season, the Cowboys can't afford to have any player, no matter how talented, underperform. If Lamb's issues with drops or inconsistency persist, sitting him down for a game could send a message to the entire team that no one's job is safe. Of course, benching Lamb would be a bold decision, but if Jerry and McCarthy feel like it would help the offense gel better, they might be willing to make that tough call. At the end of the day, everything in Dallas seems to be in flux right now. There are so many questions hanging over the Cowboys. Will McCarthy stay, or will Jerry bring in a new coach? Will Cooper Rush continue to impress, or will Dak Prescott reclaim his spot as the clear leader? And what will happen with CeeDee Lamb? Will he be a cornerstone of the future, or will the Cowboys move on from him sooner than expected? These are all big questions that have huge implications for the direction of the team. Cowboys fans have a lot to be excited about, but they also have a lot to be nervous about as the season progresses. Jerry Jones is always watching, and when it comes to the Cowboys, one thing's for sure: expect the unexpected. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Should Mike McCarthy stay for another season, or is it time for a change? Should Cooper Rush get more playing time? And is CeeDee Lamb really the future of this team, or is he better off elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this situation is far from over, and your opinion matters. As always, Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe for more insider takes and up-to-the-minute news on the Dallas Cowboys. Catch you next time.